what we can all agree on and with is that it's not going anywhere. Like before, people were thinking, oh yeah, this will pass. Oh yeah, we heard about RPA before. Everyone got excited and it's gonna go. I think we can all agree that it ain't going anywhere. It's here and it's here to stay. And so if that's the case, we as professionals, because what we are seeing is, yes, all of the impacts of AI, lots of technology when they came, they impacted low skill workers and blue collar workers, if I'm saying that correctly. I always confuse blue collar, white collar. But AI is coming for knowledge workers, right? It's able to do the things that people in offices were used to do. And so it's an interesting technology. So as professionals, as knowledge workers, I've just been thinking, how do we stay relevant? How do we keep ourselves? How do we not just stay relevant? How do we thrive? How do we leverage AI? And so that led to me going down this rabbit hole of searching and looking at what reports, what my personal experience and observation. And I came up with this 10 ways that we as professionals can use AI to stay relevant and leverage it to increase our value. I'm going to allow Vera in. She's waiting there. So that's what this is all about. Now, why is it important for us to stay relevant in AI? Well, you've seen all of the news and posts and mentions out there. You've seen that office jobs are at risk, and there are actual proofs to how this is happening. Just this year alone, you've already had lots of redundancies already happening. Not just in America, it's happening here as well. And this is because the jobs done primarily on a computer are vulnerable to AI automation. There's a push to AI agents, basically AI doing its working by itself and doing things and helping us do things. So there's a push a lot of that. And if you think from a business point of view, why would I hire someone who I have to pay a large amount of money, takes time off, have sick days? Why would I keep hiring that person when I can have this robot to do the things that they do a lot cheaper, 24/7? They don't ask for a pay rise, that kind of stuff. So businesses want this thing to work, because if it works, they'll rather not have a lot of people. There would always be people, but rather not have a lot of people, right? I want my business to be profitable with the least amount of people, right? From a business point of view. And so this is why there's a lot of this kind of news out there. So last year alone, AI was the reason for 55,000 layoffs, and it's already started this year. And this is proof from Rockitech and past company. The other thing is AI is reducing career opportunities, and basically the way it's doing this is, if you think of graduates who just people who just finished university, they would they'll start from an entry-level job, right? And those entry-level jobs usually would involve some form of admin, a lot of admin tasks, those basic things to support kind of work, and eventually then gets into the middle kind of mid-stage where they can be part of strategic decisions and management and this kind of things. But a lot of the time you start from the ground floor. Now, those ground floor tasks, those entry-level tasks, are what AI is very good at doing. And so there is evident reduction in entry-level type of jobs in developer, because a big use case that emerged last year was AI for coding. And that has completely disrupted the software engineering industry, where you don't necessarily now need to hire a junior developer to do very basic coding tasks. AI can do that now. And so, companies are only just looking for mid to senior level developers who are good at using these AI tools, because they don't need that. And this is going to trickle into every other industry. So September 2025, survey of US businesses leaders found that 41% had cut back from hiring and 39% had already conducted layoffs. 6 out of those 10 companies will likely lay off employees in 2026 as well. So there's a shrink happening at the entry level stage. Now, hopefully a lot of us here are not at entry level. And even if you are just still at that level, the things I will share here would be things that you can begin to use to think about and take action on to begin to position yourself to not be at entry level, right? So there's all perception, right? This whole thing about being entry level. When I trained to become a business analyst after my PhD, technically I should be entry level, but the training I did, they made us understand that we're going in as not entry level, but senior business analysts. And so all our training, all our preparation was to position ourselves as a senior business analyst. My very first interview, I'll never forget, it was with Capita, I think. Yeah, Capita, the consulting company, and did the interview. And then they said to me that I don't have the skills for the position that I was going for. But that didn't stop me. I still was doing this interview, almost like a senior business analyst. And that was the level at which I landed. I mentioned my first business analyst role was a global business analyst role, which was very scary for me at the time. Like, global, I'm just starting global. What is it like? But yeah, thank God I was able to figure that out. So point being, we should be positioning ourselves for those kind of strategic positions and activities that that AI cannot touch, which is what I was going to share on. And lastly, there's going to be an increased skills in gap. Now, being in the space, I am seeing what a lot of people are doing with AI, businesses, individuals, and what's going to happen is if you do not get on with what's happening, you're going to be left behind. And being left behind means all of the people who are capturing the opportunities and learning and diving into AI are going to be the one to capture all the wealth that AI is going to bring as well. Whether that is in job opportunities or in building businesses, whatever it is, making us be more productive. You probably heard the saying around, it's not AI itself that's going to take your job, but it's the person who knows AI. I say is the person who uses AI well that's actually going to take your role. So, and they're taking your food there as well. So that's why it's important that we know AI so that we can also capture the opportunities and the wealth that's going to come with AI. And yeah, same thing, massive wealth inequality. There's going to be a gap, and market research already seen this. Businesses who are using AI are seeing a 20% gap in profit margin compared to those people who are not using AI. And so for those reasons, it's really important for us to be aligned with AI. So I'm going to take you through 10 ways that you can start using AI to remain relevant in this current 2026 time, because there's going to be so much of it. You don't have to do everything at once. You only have to take action, maybe just one or two of it. Say, okay, this is the one I'm gonna actually start implementing, and then run with that. You can then come back and take another action point to go and implement. Right. Number one thing, become an AI champion. Become the AI champion. So this was a lesson for myself and my partner. We had a business that we were doing some AI automation for, and we were talking to the CEO. Super excited guy. He was by himself going to go and learn about AI. The CEO, right? He's going to learn about AI and all these models and all these things. Super excited for us to bring AI into his business and to improve their processes. And to improve this process, we had to go and speak to the employees of the company. And so we went to the employees and we're asking them, hey, what are the processes you do? How can we help you? That kind of thing. And these people were just kind of dragging their feet. They were not really engaging with us. Anyway, we managed to extract what we wanted from them. And then it got to deploying the AI solution for the company. And as we were deploying the solution, it was such a drag to kind of get them on board and to see what they need to do, because we had built some new things for them. And that was when it dawned on me that two things. Number one, we had not done the job of educating them to help them understand what this new technology we're bringing is, right? They saw it almost as a threat rather than something that was going to help them. That's one. Number two, we had a vantage position where we could see the CEO and how excited he was about this new technology, and the employees who were not so excited about this new technology. And all I could just think was, if only they could rise up and say, you know what, I'm going to be the person to learn this thing and make sure that everyone in the company adopts this new technology, that person would have been the best friend of the CEO, right? The CEO probably recognize the person, make them the head of innovation or something, and they would have captured a lot of opportunity, promotion, something like that. I was speaking to someone recently, and the person was saying exactly this. So they were a BA, they were literally forcing them to use AI. Some people were using it, some people were not, and the people who were using it were getting recognition, promotion. As Italia, where I worked, AI company, the same thing. A lady built about 40 AI agents based on their approach and methodology to engaging with clients. And this lady, by the time I was leaving, was made head of AI innovation just from doing that. And so become the AI champion. Now, how do you do this? You already are embedded in that business. You know the processes of the business very well. What you then need to do is begin to adapt AI into what you do. One, two, show the impact of AI from what you're doing. So it's not just from, oh yeah, I'm using ChatGPT to improve the email. No, but you're actually using it to drive things forward. You're using it to capture things and capture decisions and enable decisions. You're using it that way, and then you're showing the impact of how this is making you faster and how this is saving you time, and you're sharing your insights with other teams. That's the other thing. So you then take what you're learning and then you begin to share it with your other teams. This is when you start becoming an AI champion. Everyone begins to come to you as the AI go-to AI person, and then your stakeholders begin to notice, and then they begin to position you as, yeah, that's the person that we should be pushing forward. Believe me, if you position yourself this way, you're gonna see a sharp rise in your career, basically, if that's something that you're interested in. Number two, begin to think in workflows and not just tools. So prior to now, it was all about, oh, try this new AI tool and try this new AI tool, and businesses were just bringing tools and forcing us to use tools. This year, businesses are beginning to question about the impact of AI, right? And the reason why they have not seen that impact is because they're just dabbling into it. They're just trying it out. They're experimenting with AI tools as opposed to thinking about, okay, what do we do today and how can AI help what I do today? So begin to think in workflow. What are those things that you do every day? Identify those end-to-end workflows and how they from start to finish, and then start thinking about where in this place can AI make things a lot better. For example, every day you're always creating presentation. I had a role where I spent a lot more time just creating presentation decks prior to AI time. And I'm just thinking, if I had, if there was AI, I just now know to just create an AI agent and know to train that AI agent on the context of my work. And then when I have a presentation, I'm just going to use that AI agent to create a presentation. And then I'll take that and then pop it into a tool to design the whole thing for me. And I won't have to be spending, 3-4 hours, 2 hours, just creating presentation, right? So, and I'll see 70% reduction in the time I'm spending to do that, right? So begin to think of what are those repeatable things that I do in my day-to-day, and how can AI help simplify these things? Not just from, oh, I take one prompt, which I'll probably touch on that a little bit later, but not just from, I'm going to use this prompt once, and then maybe next time I have to then think of the prompt again. But you start creating systems that's repeatable. So thinking workflows and not tools. Number three, learn to build AI agents for your workflows. So you've identified those workflows. The next thing is, how can we turn this into, how can we use AI to make this a repeatable system? So create an agent for a workflow or a super agent for multiple workflows. Then how to give agents very clear input, rules, and outputs, and then learn how to know how to review what the agent or assistant is doing, so you can improve them, as they go along. Let me touch on how do you build AI agents or assistants. Go to your tool of choice, whether that's ChatGPT, whether that's Copilot, Claude, whatever it is. Go in there and go into the GPT for ChatGPT. It is Gems for Gemini. It is Project for Claude. and I think Copilot is notebooks. Use that to create, give it instruction, give it knowledge, and and connect to whatever tools you want. And then you've got an agent on a specific workflow. And I'll talk to how I can help you to do that a bit later. Number 4, build everyday AI fluency. As we begin to go for job roles and engage in conversations in our workplace, the person who has the basic everyday AI fluency is going to stand out, right? He's just going to stand out. You should be able to, I'm not saying you need to know all the technicalities of what those things do. You just need to know what they are. You need to know what tokens are. You need to know what the different models that are available are, right? And you need to know that a model is different from ChatGPT, and a model is not ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT uses models. So you need to know it's, just simple things. What does even GPT means, right? That one I always have to look it up and check. I think generative pre-training transformer or something like that. Just the basic terms and how exactly what some of those basic things mean. LLMs, what exactly is that? Just the basic things. It's just good to build this fluency. Let me just let someone in. Thank you. And know where AI helps and know where it hurts. And learn how to, sorry about my error there, and then learn how to review and correct AI output with confidence. Number 4, number 5. Thumbs up if you're still with me and it's making sense, and some love emojis as well if you're loving it. If not, stick with the thumbs up. That's okay. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so learn to work with AI search. This one was interesting. So ask clear, thoughtful questions so AI search give you better answers. Check and challenge responses before trusting them. Think of how you show up in AI. So AI search is going to become a thing. What do I mean by AI search? How many people here, can you give me a thumbs up if ChatGPT or Perplexity is your default way of doing search? And give me the surprise face if your first point of doing search is Google. Thumbs up if you go to ChatGPT first, and then the surprise face if you still go to Google first. So I don't think I have seen any surprise. Okay, there's a surprise face there, shown. Interesting. Yes, that's very interesting. So there is a shift going on, right? Majority of people now go to ChatGPT first to do their search. It's not the best search. It uses Bing. If you want to use AI to do your search, go to Perplexity. That's what the tool is called, and it's the best at doing search. So this is a thing, right? We are now changing behaviors from Googling and reading through a bunch of links, which, by the way, were all gamed. I used to be in that game as well, trying to rank pages on Google. So that's all gamed. What you see on page 1 is not necessarily the best answer to your questions. But instead of going through reading each links, now we have AI do all of that reading and in a lot more depth, and then just give us the answer we're looking for, which is how search actually works, right? I search for something, I just need the answer. So that is changing. So now we need to understand how to use AI search effectively. But then most importantly, we need to start thinking about how we show up in AI search. What do I mean by this? At my previous place of work, this guy would, when someone was employed, he would be doing this thing where he would be searching for them on AI, which is something I was like, I haven't done myself. He was using AI information to try to understand the background of the people. I didn't do that because AI, I don't know what it's I don't know what it'd be using to like summarize people on. If I wanted to learn about someone, I would just go on LinkedIn and go and see their background and things like that. And that just made me think it would be interesting to actually see how I show up when I AI search myself. And that's one assignment you should all do today, because it was interesting when I was doing this. I AI searched myself and it brought up this one. The first one there is my dad, and the one below is me. And it was interesting to actually see where the links AI was getting the information that I was using to summarize my profile. That's the interesting thing. Now, if personal brand was not an important thing to you, now it's going to be even more important, because then if you don't have put the right information out there, then AI is going to go and be summarizing who you are based on, maybe you went to go and comment on YouTube and insulted one pastor, or you were arguing about football or someone with your real name. AI will just summarize all of that and then give to someone who searches you on AI. So it's now more important to make sure we curate the information that we put out there, so that AI has the right information about who we are and uses that to show us up appropriately in AI. So evolve your role on purpose. So AI has impacted the job that we do. Do not just sit there and allow AI to define your job for you. You should be proactive about how you redefine your job. So my challenge to everyone, like I was saying about being entry level and non-entry level, is to begin to redefine and reposition yourself as someone who is strategic, as someone who is make the decisions and not necessarily just task based. Every job has the task based aspect of it and the strategic aspect of it. But even managers they have to write emails, they have to create decks, they have to do those things. Everybody have that aspect, but you want to lean more towards the strategic part, and you want to train that aspect of yourself in this era of AI. So use AI to absorb the routine work so you can do higher value outcomes, and then make your new value visible before your role is redefined for you. So do things like train yourself on how to be strategic, ask critical questions, be confident, those kind of things. Learn to use AI responsibly. So recently, this year actually, 2 weeks ago, a very top official in America in civil defense uploaded things into ChatGPT, even though his company had given him maybe they probably gave him Copilot, and Copilot is not that great, right? So he's like, yeah, I really need to use ChatGPT, and he uploaded confidential information, clearly labeled confidential, into ChatGPT, which he's cybersecurity. I'm sure it's everything just went bang, 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 and pulled him out, and not good, right? So make sure you use AI responsibly. Check facts, logic, assumptions before you share your output. Treat AI's output as a draft, not shown to just copy paste from AI. And then make sure you always review it before you actually use it. Avoid using AI to create volume without value. One quick action I'll tell everyone here, and I've been evangelizing on this, is to go into your settings, go off your ChatGPT, which I think everybody probably use here. Go into your settings, go into your personalization, and make sure you turn. Let me show you actually. I'm sure you can still see my screen. Let's just go into ChatGPT here. So you go into your ChatGPT here, go into your settings, go into your personalization, go into data controls, and make sure that this is switched to off. Improve model for everyone. What this is saying is that everything that you give to ChatGPT, the owners of ChatGPT, OpenAI, would use that to train the model for everybody. And I use ChatGPT for lots of personal stuff. I don't want that data to be used to train the model for everyone. There are so many data out there that they can use to train and improve the model. They don't need my personal data for that. So if you care about, if you use ChatGPT for personal stuff like I do, then please make sure that you switch these to off. And then there are other ways to use it responsibly as well. Okay, let's keep going here. Number 8. Yes, number 8. Strengthen what makes you human. It's interesting that we are having to say this now, because what we are now saying, and sometimes, like, I know when someone is using AI. Like you see some Instagram post now that goes viral, And the moment the person just starts to talk, I can just tell that this person has used an AI for the script, or you will see certain YouTube videos. And even I myself sometimes catch myself when I'm writing, almost writing like how AI writes, right? So we want to begin to strengthen the things that makes us more human. Someone made a meme and said that while we are trying to make AI sound more like humans are becoming more like AI, which is just funny. So spend more time framing problems. What are those things that makes us human? It is, our authenticity, is our stories, is our background. So be original. There's never been a time to be more original, to be more yourself, to just be yourself and embrace who you are. Because AI right now is just making everything very the same, very vanilla. So, explain your thinking so others can trust your outcome. Use AI to support people and not replace conversations. Prepare for AI assisted hiring. This is already happening. At the company I worked for, the tool they were using to hire, it had AI in it. So it was the AI that was analyzing people's CVs and using that to match it to the job role. Now that's a good thing because with the 8 years way of doing things, it was looking at keywords. But now with AI can scan it and understand context and intent and use that to match to the job description. So use AI, responsibly when it comes to the hiring process. So put real experiences and outcomes. Don't just use general ChatGPT stuff. Like make sure your CV contains your actual experiences. Be more human in interviews. Talk through real moments, and not just use ChatGPT rehearsed type of answers. Show curiosity about the role and not just readiness. Be authentic. Stack your career path. That's the last one. Stack your career path. Where's this come from? Last year we saw it. I'm sure every one of us knows one or we are two people away from someone who is currently in the market. There's so many people in the market. The market is super competitive. There are a lot of good people, like good, highly skilled people that are in the market. So it's super competitive. So you want to start increasing your opportunity by stacking what I call stacking your career. So previously we just choose a path and say, oh yeah, I'm a BA and that's it. I'm just gonna learn business analysis and I'm looking for business analysis role, or I'm a data analyst and I'm just gonna go down that path. Now it's not more like that because there's not so much opportunities out there. So you want to increase your base, right? Your opportunity base. So look at yourself. I'm a BA. What adjacent skill do I have that I can form a career around? So I'm a BA. As a BA, every BA can become a product owner. Not every BA can be a product manager. Every BA can be a product owner. So you should do a quick training on what it is to be a product owner, understand the lingos of being a product owner. If you've worked as a BA, you can definitely do a product owner. And immediately that's two career paths. So now when you're job searching, you can job search for product owner roles and you can job search for business analyst role. You've just increased your opportunities by magnitude of 2. So you're a business analyst, you can do product owner work, but then you've got the brain for data. You understand numbers. Go and do a training, on advanced Excel, learn SQL. You have AI tools now that can even help you to create queries. You not just now need to understand the database so you can use the queries to be able to call the right data tables and stuff. And then now you can, depending on how comfortable you are, you can start going for data analyst roles. So now you're a BA, you're a data analyst, you're a product owner. You just increase your opportunity base by 3, right? So I started as a business analyst. Then I did product owner stuff. Then I did product management stuff. I can do AI consulting stuff. I'm also trained. I'm also adding another one, which is business and entrepreneurship. And so at any given point in time, if I'm ever in the market, I can do any one of those 4 roles comfortably. And so someone like myself, I'm never concerned about what is going on in the market because I basically create my own opportunities. I just have to turn what I want on. And so everybody should start thinking this way. How do I increase my opportunity base so I'm not scared or yeah, it's coming, but instead I'm creating the opportunities for myself. So that's all 10. Floor is now open for us to ask questions, and then I'll share a gift that I have for you after this. So questions, feel free, because we don't have chat, feel free to just unmute and ask me a question. Or actually, you can raise hands. Sorry, you can raise hands, and then that way I can actually just pull you up. Questions? Is there anything that kind of like stood out? Is there anything you want to drill into? You want me to drill into anything that you had not heard before, that you thought was interesting? Ernest.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
Yeah, it's interesting to know that an example you gave was the use of AI in business analysis, and then you gave a case in point of someone that got promoted using,
Yeah.
well, disclosing the use of AI in the workplace. That's kind of strange because some work environments, they are still a bit averse to the use of AI.
Yeah.
But I'd love to know some of the broader use cases,
Okay.
especially when we zoom into business analysis. I
Yeah,
do
yeah,
know,
yeah.
of course, development
Okay.
of some deliverables, but I'd love you to expand that if that's okay.
Absolutely. Free gifts for you. Go to the AI Impact. I'm going to put it in here now. I'm going to go to Agent Vault. I worked on this week. Super cool stuff. So I identified 25 AI agents that you can build for business. I mean, it was a product owner, there's a product management, and then for business analysts in there. So go in here, download it, and everything around work guardrail as well. Lots of things there. Oh, there's no chat for me to paste it here. I'm gonna send it to Tolu, and then Tolu will probably share it with you in your group or something. So it's things like user story generating user stories, things like stakeholder updates, is things like a meeting note summarizer. Is that's actually things that you can build an AI agent for. At a much broader scale, you can apply AI to 12 use cases, was where identified. So everything from documentation to personal branding, education. Let me see if I can quickly flash that up for you so you have a look. And then you're just going to be seeing a lot of my brain here. Let me take you, just because you asked, and there's not a lot of us, right? Let me show you this. System is probably it. Yeah. What practical use case that you can use AI for? So broken into 3 groups, you've got the core workflow, you've got the personal growth, building and analysis, and then you've got the personal growth part of it. So core workflow, you can apply AI to documentation, you can apply AI for research. Research is a really interesting one. One of the tools that I built that's still being used by the 10 Fortune 500 brands. One I can mention, which is what's his bank in Australia? Oh, I just keep my mind. I had it in my mind. But the other brand I can't mention, but one of the big Australian bank is using this tool. And what it does is it's an audience system or audience research system. And what it does is it takes the data of these companies that they have about their audience, their users, and the system turns that data into personas that they can then interact with. So now, instead of me spending hundreds of thousands of dollars and pounds to go and do research on my users, I use this system to just talk to my users. So at any point in time, think the marketing team, the analytic team, the social media team, anybody across the business, the CEO, anybody, if they want to really understand their customer, can just go into this tool and understand their customer. And did you want to ask
Yeah,
more, or was that from
is that the
previously?
Commonwealth Bank? The Commonwealth Bank?
No, it's not Commonwealth
Okay.
Bank.
Okay.
Australian. It's not a popular bank. We know here it's a Australian bank. They did a lot of work for the people. I don't know how it's just keep. I think it's the fourth largest bank in Australia. So and it's just skip my head there. Anyway, yeah, they're one of the users of this tool. So you can basically you're a BA, you're a product person. You can use Perplexity to research your audience, understand their pain points, right? And then you can take all of that research and prompt AI to become a persona, a person of that audience. So now you can then just go to that person, talk to that person, like you're talking to the real audience. We did data on this and found out we were getting 75% accuracy. The industry was at 85%. So you know you can get your real insight from doing this. You can use AI for meetings, AI for communication, AI for data analysis, AI for prototyping. So this is where previously we used to use Balsamic, very ancient tool to do wireframes. Now AI can just create wireframes. And so you can just even use AI to vibe code the actual thing. So again, as a BA, as a product person, one of the things I was doing, I don't do in my current place. Previously, what I'll do is if I was specking out a feature, I just would go into AI and just vibe code the whole thing. And then I'll just go to my developer and say, hey, here's what I want you to do. It's like it makes communication a lot easier, right? Because then they can just get it and see, you can actually even include that into your ticket that you're creating. And then just boom, it just makes it makes the life of the developers easier. In short, I could if you want to go further, you can just even give them the code, right? AI for presentation. A lot of us are in presentations, so you use AI to do presentation. AI for process mapping. You have the whole personal growth aspect, which I think a lot of us are not even leveraging. Right now with AI, you can learn a lot more faster. So AI for job application, AI for education, AI for personal branding. You saw my activity. A lot of what I do on LinkedIn is aided by AI. And then you've got AI for coaching and strategy. This one is because last year I found myself in really difficult places, and I have a personal coach, AI coach, built on really strong frameworks that I spent a lot of time just going back and forth, and that really helps me clarify myself. In some of difficult situation I was in and hard time I was facing. And that was just great. And because I'm Christian, I added a slant of mine to have a Christian slant. So when it's coaching me, it's dropping Bible verses and also encouraging me as well. That's just great. Do you know how much you would have to pay to go and see any coach? Thousands or if not £500 per hour kind of thing. And then I just have one that I can anytime go to and talk to. So these are 12 practical use case. While the vault contains actual AI agents that you can build today, that one is just showing you how you can use AI. This one is telling you right now, go into ChatGPT, go into Copilot, go into whatever, and create this particular AI. There's a starter prompt in there for you to use as well. So it's a very, very good resource. Thanks for that question, NS. Any other question?
I would have loved a demonstration of the audience research
I
that you
don't,
mentioned.
I
Is there
don't,
a
I don't know.
possibility?
It's a
Let's just pick a scenario and just sort of like zoom in. It's an interesting concept.
yeah. Let me see. So it's called Person AI. It's an internal tool for Satalia. Person AI, personai.com. They haven't built the front end for it just yet. Um, what's called? I was building the front end. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing with it, but they're using it internally. So here is what you could do. So that is okay. I'll show you one quickly. This is my ChatGPT. There's something I do. Um, for every project that I create something called a project, right? So like I said, we are all across different projects. At work, this is an example of a project that I was across at work. Let's use that was personnel, that was a project. Let's use this one. This was the project I was doing. And so what I do is for every project at work, I create an assistant like this, and that assistant contains instructions, right, of how it should respond to me, and I give it frameworks that I should use. And then it also has files. So files of what that project is about, vision, all these kind of things. I do have permission to use this, so always seek permission to use it before you upload. And that's why I said make sure you have the ability to train on the data turned off, because even though I'm using this, I don't want it to turn up anywhere else. And then what this then does for me is, and I have an assistant that is has context of that project. It's not, I don't use this. I don't use general ChatGPT to do anything. I use these different assistants that I've created to do things for me, right? Because this doesn't have the full context that I need about anything. And that's why you keep hearing this thing about make sure you're training AI, you're giving it context, but let's just think about it logically. Every time that you need to come and use, if this is how you use ChatGPT, every time you need to be explaining the project. Every time you come, I am working on a project. My project is this one. I am migrating CRM. I am before you might as well just go and do the job. By the time you say all the story every time, so it's not a repeatable system. So the easiest way is to just train an actual AI agent on that particular project that you're doing. So it's like you employed someone and you train them on the project. You don't every time you're giving tasks to that person, you're not telling them, hey, this is this company is Microsoft, and this is what we do. This is how we do it. This is where this project is kept. This is where these files are kept. You don't do that all the time. When you just want to tell them, can you email the boss that this meeting is coming up? That's all you wanted to get to, but you have to tell them all the story. No, you train that person once on how you operate as a business, and then you just say, hey, junior BA, can you please email our stakeholders on this upcoming meeting? That's what you need to say. That's literally how I operate. So now I have my project, for example. I'm operating a conference. I'm organizing a conference where we're bringing Dr. Samadeyemi, and I have a whole project for that conference. So if I want to do anything, I just say, hey, give me some marketing ideas for this conference. I don't need to now tell it the conference is this is the person I'm bringing, this is how many people are coming, this is the name of the conference. I don't need to do that. I just give me ideas. And it will just give me ideas because it knows what the conference is about, it knows who is coming, it knows it's just give me what I want. And then I take it, edit it, and use what I want to use and go away. And so that's why I don't use general ChatGPT. I just use specific agents to do my specific things. Any other question?
Can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, sir.
Are there any specific AI platforms you use to do short clip videos, like professional videos for YouTube and
interesting?
Instagram?
Interesting. I was literally I'm going to just showing you a lot of rough things. I was literally I just purchased a training video, and okay, and I was just practicing something. So there are so many of them. I am training myself on this right now because I want to start creating video content and shorts, and because I don't have time and capacity, I want to be able to leverage AI. But the tools I've used is called HeyGen. So in HeyGen, I can show you this. I've never showed anyone this before. Show you my avatar in HeyGen. So HeyGen is one tool that you can use to create videos, and then Synthesia is the other one that you can use to create AI versions of yourself and then be able to then create videos out of that. This is an AI version of myself.
In a cozy little home filled with
Can you hear that, by the way? Can you hear me speaking? Yeah, okay.
laughter and cheer, there lives a family that brings warmth year to year. Patrick and Patricia, hand in hand they stand, building dreams together in their wonderland. With hearts so
That's so funny. That was about a year ago. And this one as well is, oh no, that was so yeah, so you know, you can train yourself using HeyGen, and Synthesia is also there as well. But I am currently actually training myself on how to create really high quality videos for YouTube and short. So when I learn more about this, I'll be happy to share. But it's a place of learning for me at the moment.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other question? Okay. Quickly, I would share a program that I'm working on that I think will be great for you. And if you're interested, do let me know. And it's called the AI Impact Accelerator. So basically what it is a 30-day high impact live training program and community where we actually will teach you and build with you actual AI agents for your real workflows. So some of those things that I was showing you. All right, and here's what you're going to get from joining. It's 4 live 90-minute training and build sessions where you're going to build 3 AI agents that you can deploy for any real world workflow. So you get all the recordings, you get the slides. You're going to have over 50 ready-to-use agent templates and practical use cases that you can apply immediately. You're going to get tested prompt library designed for real professional workflows. So none of all this general stuff. I'm talking, you know, actual stuff that you can use, just like some of those things that I showed you. You're going to get direct coaching and live feedback from myself and my partner. Together, we've built over 100+ AI agents, and I'm not talking just generic stuff. I'm talking systems that are being used by businesses. You're also going to get private community of professionals. We're not looking for a lot of people. Very small amount of people is what we're looking for that are interested in actually building and using AI for their day-to-day workflow. You're going to be provided with what I call an impact proof template. This is something that you can take and go and show your boss how AI is generating impacts and business value, so that you can get this recognition and promotions and become the AI champion at your workplace. We're going to share weekly technical. We're going to have weekly technical consulting hours for you to come to us with your own specific use case, because we're going to build 3 AI agents that you can use. But if you have specific things at your workplace that you're like, oh, man, this one is stressing me, I need help. How can AI help me here? We're going to give you that time and think it through with you and support you to actually build it for your specific scenario. You'll be provided with practical guardrails and prompt templates to make sure that whatever output is coming from this AI are quality and standard stuff. And you know, because one of the fear that a lot of people have is, I don't want to upload my company information into it. There are techniques and there are ways to anonymize that information so that even if it gets out there, nobody will know it's you. You know. So we're gonna share a lot of this kind of guardrail stuff, and then you're gonna have lifetime access to all the session recordings that is going to be available. The investment is $1,000, but because I'm friends with all of you here, I would make it available to you at $850. I was going to say $250,000. That'd be great, but it's $250. So if you're interested, reach out to Tolu, myself directly, and I think actually I still. Oh yeah, we still. Ooh, this might have expired. I'll have to extend this. If you're interested, use that. I'll extend that after we leave here today. So what actually we're going to be building, we're going to be building what I call executive personal assistant. So that's the one I was talking about, the project assistant. So we're going to actually build project assistants together. We're going to build presentation agents to help you, create those type of presentations that's actually going to help you, get buy-in, create presentations fast, without wasting time. We're going to create the coaching agent I was talking about. The one I was telling you about was a career coaching agent. I don't advise people to go and build this because if you don't have the right frameworks to build this with, then you're just going to build an AI assistant that will be just saying yes to everything to you, which is very dangerous, right? Because AI is a yes man, and you don't want it to just be I'm gonna mute that person. And you don't want it to just be saying yes to you, right? You want it to challenge you. You want it to think, challenge the way you're thinking. You want it to mirror and not just telling you yes, 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 leave your job, leave your job, leave your job. No, that's not what we want. So we're going to build a coaching agent to assist you. Those are the 3 agents we're building. But like I said, we have personal hours to ideate on whatever and build with you whatever it is as you want for your own personal use case. So no coding required, none of all those stuff that you see out there. Those people are just hyping you and showing you all this complicated stuff that nobody's actually using. They're just selling you courses. This is built for busy professionals. So we're building around your busy time to make sure you actually have the time to devote to it. And it works with the tools that you already know. You don't have to go. The only thing that I would say you should have is whatever tool of yours, make sure you're paying for it. If it's Claude, make sure you're paying for the Claude version. If it's ChatGPT, make sure you're paying for it. But I think you can do it with free ChatGPT as well. If it's Copilot, it can work with whatever is your tool of choice. Because I'm not preaching the tools. There's so many of them out there. I'm trying to show you how to build this thing so that whatever tools that you find yourself in, you can just build it for yourself. Here's some people who we've worked with and the kind of results that they're getting. So Mary built 4 personal branding agents, and she's seen her LinkedIn skyrocketed, which has led to lots of opportunities for her. Nelson, he built 1 project assistant, and he used that to generate 50 million in client value for the company that he's working for. So this stuff is for real project, and people are getting results from it. So here's my guarantee to you. You attend all these sessions, you follow all the steps that I provide. If you do not come out with at least 1 working AI agent, I'll return all your money to you, no question asked, because I really want you to get value out of this. We're not looking for a lot of people. We're just looking for a small amount of people who are serious about building this. And once we hit that amount, we're going to close it down, or by February 21st, we're going to close it down. I think we're going to hit that amount. Well, 70% the way there now. We're going to hit that amount, and then we're going to close it off to the next cohort. And yeah, Impact 17 is what you need to use. Space Limited. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me, for the questions. I hope that was useful. Thumbs up if you found that useful. Great. Thank you. Awesome. All right, Mr. Tolu, back to you. I've got to dash for another meeting that I'm actually late for now, but thank you very much, everyone. It's really nice to meet you all.